Hey everyone, I hope you guys are doing well. Diamond, you want to greet the crew?
Yes, hello, hello, welcome in everybody. As you're coming in, please let us know where you're watching from. We are tuning in from Texas, and so tell us where y'all are at watching
Yeah,
from.
sorry. I'm
We are.
repeating. Sorry, you guys. I'm sorry. We got a little feedback. Yes, as you guys come in, I want to make sure we also are going to go live for Instagram. So, Instagram, we are live. Instagram, sometimes we lose you guys. So, if we lose you on Instagram, come and join us over here on YouTube. So, greetings, everyone. We see you coming in. Thank you so much for joining us. We always appreciate you guys coming through. Um, I'm just checking. Yes, we are on Facebook. So, Facebook, thank you guys for joining us. And we won't really hold up too much time. Um, Me and Diamond are talking tonight, just like we've been talking about improving y'all credit. We want to also talk to you about making money. Let's be honest. A lot of people problems with their credit is you don't have enough cash flow. And so in this high inflation, it's really a struggle just living off of your paycheck because the price of everything is going up except for your pay. That is not going up. So one of the ways that you want to leverage your credit is to make money, you guys. A lot of people get into credit problems because they use their credit just to buy stuff. They don't use it to actually make cash flow. So we want to introduce a way tonight for you to leverage your credit, and it costs you $0 for you to start a business using credit and using different strategies. Diamond, you want to greet everyone and add on to this subject?
Yes, hello everyone. If you are tuning in from my channel, hi Moneymakers. If this is your first time seeing me, if you guys haven't been joining this live, my name is Diamond Chanel, and I am Sherry's daughter. And I have a channel all about making money, specifically making money online and making money from home. And so I have so many different resources that I provide you guys with so that you guys can start making an additional income, or you can start supplementing your income from home. So tonight we're going to be talking more about how to generate income, how to make more money, and how this relates with your credit and how to leverage your credit in order to start building wealth for yourself and for your families. And just to mention, we do have a webinar happening March 16th. I believe it's going to be at 7 p.m. I will correct that maybe later, but we're going to be talking about how to get over $50,000 in business credit in 24 hours. So this all relates to how we are moving into business, learning how to utilize the things that we're doing, whether you have an LLC or you have a sole proprietorship, and how you could build your personal and business credit and get tons of funding. And then what you need to be doing with that funding to make sure that you are continuously generating income. So we appreciate you guys so much for coming in. I see so many people we're coming from Virginia, we're coming from Florida, Dallas, Texas, we're coming from California. Thank you guys so much for joining. So also, if you guys have any questions, like we usually do, we're always watching the chat. And so if we're not answering the questions right away, I typically start it, and then we're going to come back to your questions towards the end of the live. So if you have any questions regarding making money from home, if you have any questions regarding credit or business credit, whatever question that you might have or comment or anything like that, then we will definitely get to it. And thank you, Lawrence, for the super chat.
Thank you, Lawrence. Thank you, everybody, for your time. And we're going to introduce someone. Actually, this is someone currently I'm actually going to invest with. And I wanted him to bring this information to you on his journey on how he's making money. And this person we both known pretty much all our lives. So it's my brother. So Michael T, he's gonna come to the stage and share with y'all how he really is leveraging credit and different ways to make money with a car business. So this might be something new for you guys, but if you don't know him, some people, me myself personally, he go by a couple of different names. One of my favorite names back in the day was Flash Thompson, aka the Black Fabio, aka Mikey Coleon, but you may know him as Big Mike. And so we're gonna bring my brother Michael to the stage. How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing good. But first, before we start, I want to give a disclaimer to all your viewers. Yo, I'm new to this. So I don't have, to the YouTube, the podcasting, the Zoomy, the Zoom, you know what I'm saying? So if anybody get offended or get upset or get irritated, listen, I apologize in advance.
Don't worry about it, because they already have been introduced to me. And I can be on that go time anytime. Unlike Diamond, I call her on the stage Vanna Black, not Vanna White, but she always clean up the etiquette here. But one of the most important things that we're doing here is building a community for people. So if a lot of people don't know, a lot of us, especially in the African American community, a lot of times, or if you see yourself as Black, FBA, some of us come out of a culture at home where you don't know about credit, you don't know about business. And I think Diamond was one of the people that really abreast me on this. She gave me a paradigm shift, and she was saying, we kind of grew up under a culture of investing. Like you can attest, mom and dad all our lives, and you're older than me, always been investing. And mom and dad to this day is very frugal, extremely. The grandkids call Papa Mr. AKA Mr. Tabs because we were always taught about finance and credit. So I wanted to create a space for people. If you don't have that, you can plug into that, because as Apostle Paul says, corrupt conversation distorts good habits. But you could switch that in another way by plugging in to different conversations, and hopefully we can subsidize and keep people on the right track when it comes to credit. So with you, what affects you, or what is your mindset about investing and what you are doing now?
Well, what I'm like, my whole thing was, I don't like to trade time for money. That's my first thing. Like I say, so you call me lazy, you can call me whatever you want to call me. But again, I want to get as much as possible with the least amount of work. That's my first thing. So now when I like the Tim Ferriss thing, you know what I'm saying? The 4-hour work week. I want to automate as much as possible. Like, a lot of people want to get a lot of money. I don't need a lot of money. I just want enough money to be comfortable and not to do a lot for it. That's my thing too. So I like to do simple things. Like I say, I like to leverage business credit to buy low cost assets, and as I buy low cost assets that got good returns. And to me, it's cars. I love cars. I mean, I don't know a lot about them as in like mechanically wise, but I know good value. So now I use business credit. I use cash flow, and I just constantly just flip cars, buy cars. And like I say, I told you just now, I'm in the process of going overseas to start doing the import export.
Yeah,
like I just whatever. If it's a way to make $1, and I could make, like I said, way to make $1, I want in on it. That's it.
And it's true. And I just got to give you your flowers. A lot of people, if you've been following me, I always reference my brother Mike. Honestly, a lot of where I get my credit game is from him. And Diamond could tell you, I've been driving him for years on coming out to share information because Mike is a real strategist. Like, I ain't gonna lie, like chess and stuff like that. He's a real strategist. And one thing different than me, I'm more action, but he's very like tedious about getting information. So when I wrote that book about learning how to increase my credit score, and I said, my brother hit me up like, I wish you wouldn't have did that. This is the brother that always tell me on that. Even with Tim Ferriss, me coming out with the digital products, this was his brainchild. The letters was his brainchild. And I was real resistant, to tell the truth, to put out all of this. And he's a real strategist behind a lot of things. And him and his wife, both are business owners. So I'm just going to run down some of the things that you touched on. He's also a real estate investor. And so this is just something that we do now. Cars now, and what I'm joining him in, this is a number of things that we have. So I think that's important, Mike, too, to let people know you're not just only investing in cars. This is one of another means of cash flow that you and your wife have as a family, because the wife
true.
is into it. She has her business and she owns a hair business. So y'all have multiple streams of
Yeah,
income.
definitely. Yep.
And so explain how your car portfolio fits into that, because people might do cars. Don't get me wrong. You might start here and then segue in his wife too was doing the inspections,
Yeah, yeah, she was doing. Yeah,
inspections.
she was
So
doing that like on the side. But like I say, like she owned a salon. She a salon owner for like the last 8 years, and like I said, she never make her own money. She make a decent amount of money. But again, when she sees something that can make more money, she's like, oh, I want to do the field inspections, and I start helping her with that. But if like I said, we always constantly moving. It's almost like you see the difference between a river and a lake. The lake is like dirty because it don't move. You know what I'm trying to say? It's stagnant. A river, that's why you see you see the bottoms like Polar Springs, and everything is about movement. And when you moving, you cleaning, you moving, like I said, you just moving.
yeah.
Like I said, when you're moving, you're making money. That's what I'm saying. I don't care if it's an inch at a time. As long as you're moving, you're making money. Just keep moving.
That's a good thing you talk about the stream. Like you said, you want to keep moving, because even with streams, in time, things shift with that stream. You know what I'm saying? Direction. And that's kind of like how the market is. This is why you want to have multiple streams of income, because one thing might pick up and another stream might go down. And just to mention, like, with Charlotte, it was a different time in the pandemic. So, different ways like that. So it's good for y'all to have multiple streams of revenue. Diamond, you want to chime in?
Before Diamond chime in, I want to give a shout out to CB, London, UK in the house. Hey, I'm about to be over there. So hey, I'm about to be over there like at least like a couple weeks. Hey, check, that's what it is, man. I love it.
Yeah, we see everybody in the chat. Thank y'all so much for interacting. I see some people saying hello. Hey y'all. So I mean, I don't have much to add. Y'all know me. I love talking about passive income. I agree with what everybody is saying. And these are, this is my uncle, this is my mama. So this is where I get my information from, for sure. So we definitely have such a powerful family of knowledge. And I'm just grateful to be someone to be able to absorb that at a young age.
And one of the things about even investing, like segueing to how you can make $30,000 or a significant amount of money, actually the level of this car business is really over $1 million.
Oh,
Can you share your journey on why you chose this, and coming from Ford? We were both working at Ford. And what was your mindset from Ford to switch over to investing and leading you to here?
well, like I said, when I left Ford, I was making $130,000 a year. That's my
Mhm.
last my last W-2 said 130,000. So but with more money come more responsibilities. Next thing you know, I'm working 10, 12 hours a day, 6, 7 days a week. Like I literally, like we laugh about, me and my wife laugh about it. It was like she was like a single parent. Like I wasn't even there enough times. It's like I was in, like I leave home when it's dark. I come home when it's dark. It's like I was a ghost in my own house. So that's the main reason that, and eventually, like at first, I love my job, start making more money, work more, make more money, more responsibilities, more hours. I started to hate my job, and the only thing I was chasing after that point right there was trying to get out the job. That's the only thing I was chasing. I mean, I want to curse. Okay, I was really chasing getting out the job. That's it. And that was my main thing. And like I said, so I did that again. I started flipping. Okay, let me back it up a little bit. Then the plant was closing. Now you know about this. The plant was closing. They offered me $50,000 to transfer. My same pay, same everything. I was like, yo, I turned the transfer down because I was like, I'm done. I was happy about the just being over with it. So me and my wife took all our savings. We started the salon. I stay home more. So I was doing the soccer dad thing. I was doing, I was loving it. I ain't gonna lie. But again, I started missing, making more money. So again, I started flipping cars. Like I said, first I started flipping cars from my neighbor's driveway. That's the thing. Like I ran out of space. I said I need for his driveway. Start flipping cars, and we just grew from there. Like I said, started just networking. Like you always talk about
Yeah.
relationships, because I wasn't about relationships early. I was always about, hey, I could do it by myself. But
Yeah.
you use the main person. Like, yo, listen, relationships is gonna make you grow. And when I say relationships made my business grow, relationships really took it to the next level. Again, I wouldn't even be talking about going to Europe. Like my guy Rick, he do the imports, Africa, Europe, Australia. So I hooked up with him because I met somebody else. I have dealerships in Arkansas, dealerships in Missouri. So I'm always moving around, and I meet people. And like I said, everything just relationships is grow, 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 keep moving. That's all I can say.
And that's a good point. And the reason why, what we're talking about, even with cars, we were discussing the market. And this is probably really for a lot of people that's here. If you're not in real estate right now, we all see the high interest rates,
Mm.
the cost of property. It's really hard to get into real estate as an investment. And we all agree real estate is a real good investment. It's a difference between investment and business, you guys. Business is really anything when you're trading, making income from creating products or a service. And one thing that people always tell people is like, I got a business, a LLC, and you're not really in business. You're really, you just got an LLC. You're not really in business until you start making money. So I tell people, you can make money in your own personal name and be a viable business. It's best to get an LLC just to protect yourself and your
Mhm.
assets. But investments like real estate is more term. If you're holding it, is a long-term gain. And we were hearing some people talking about flipping and we were not laughing, but saying how that's going to get a lot of people in trouble. When y'all
Mhm.
hear these people talk about, oh, you can get credit, you can flip, they don't tell you all the in betweens. They
Mhm.
don't tell you what kind of property are you buying. They don't tell you, and I don't know if you want to go here.
No, 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 no. Yo, this is like I can't go there.
Right.
I can't go there. I'm not putting nobody's business in the streets.
Okay,
So.
we ain't gonna go there, but it's a lot of game out there, y'all, that they're not telling you in between.
Yes.
Because one thing about that fix and flip, what they don't tell you, it's a lot of costs with that, especially with materials being real high right now. If you don't have a lot of experience on flipping, and people just tell you, oh, you just work with a contractor can burn you big time. That it's normal. It's like almost normal ways, or normal place of business for contractors to burn you. And you can talk about like how you bought a real estate property. Once you start opening up walls and
Oh
floors,
yeah. Yep.
it can blow your budget out the water.
Yep.
And then they telling you want to flip, and they talk about hard money loans. They don't tell you in 9 months, if you don't pay that hard money loan, that it's based on that house or that property, and that thing go up to 29%. So in a market like this on flipping, home prices is high, but it's not a lot of new home buyers in the market
I'm gonna
because
tell you
the
something.
interest
I'm gonna
rate
tell
is
you, I'm gonna tell you something else too. Yo, those deals are far in between now. Like before this pandemic thing happened, like okay, you could find a good deal, but now, yeah, all right. You try to find a good deal if you want to. If somebody's selling you a good deal, run. Because I'm telling you, they eating it for themselves.
Yep.
They're not waiting for nobody else because it's hard to find. It's super, and when they do find them, it's a bidding war. I'm dead serious. It's not the same no more. I love real estate. It's not the same no more. It's not.
And real estate is more or less, if unless you flip it's a long game. But I can guarantee y'all, if y'all flipping, let you watch those home shows and those building shows. When they open that, they come into a lot of problems and their budget get blown. That's a very real thing. They're not staging that.
No.
And so you're going to take a loss flipping somewhere. You're going to take
because what it is, they don't show, even with them shows, they don't show the holding costs. They show a lot of stuff, but they never show the holding costs. That's a big thing with real estate flipping, holding costs. Because you have to be in there for a certain amount of time. Yo, that cost just to have that loan open, even if it's a hard money lender, just to have it open, but they charging you points on that, period. They losing money. What it is though, they making money because they got the shows selling commercials, selling advertisement. That's where the money is being made. They don't care about the flip. The flip is entertainment.
Yeah. And this is what we're talking about. Media is the way that they're making that money.
Yeah.
This is what me and Diamond talk about all the time. And reason now what we're suggesting with the car business, because cars are very easier to move. You guys.
Not just move, to fund. Like banks will give you money with a heartbeat to fund it.
I mean, and it's not a lack of funding for vehicles. You know what I'm saying? So home loans is hard. And Mike could tell you, I could tell you, anybody in the chat that bought a home, they gonna tell you they want to know, when was your last doctor's visit? When was you where was you born? And then they going double, where was your mama born? Where was your daddy born?
Hey, that's the double sword of being an entrepreneur though. Because now all of a sudden, when they have a job to go to, they more willing to work for you. They wanted 3 years. Like when we bought our house and everything, they wanted 3 years of W-2s. They wanted they wouldn't even allow us to make all our money. Like say they wouldn't allow us to count all our money toward the property. They was like, yo, you need 75% of it.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to protect, they side of the deal.
And then moving forward, like you were saying, those deals for real estate is few in between now. Car deals on Facebook, you got used car deals, you guys, that's always available. And Mike have a different way that he can touch on some things on how you can really sell cars and pick up these deals. So what kind of deals do you find for yourself, Mike, most profitable? Because I know you were explaining to me you can do this a couple of type of ways, and some people specialize in
Yes.
certain, let's say, luxury cars or whatever. What do you find is the best deals?
All right. Okay. Well, we like me and my so-called team. What I found that worked the best for me. I'm not saying nobody else. For me, Turo is a godsend because we used to put a lot of money in cars. Say you have like 15 cars, 10 to 15, 20 cars. That's money tied up. With Turo, now you're able to rent those cars and still post those cars for sale. So we make money. I want top dollar for all my cars now. So I could wait 6, 7, 8 months. As soon as somebody want that, then I sell it to them. I make money. I make a passive income while I'm holding the car, and
Mm,
then I bought. And the main thing is to buy the car 20 to 40% under market value. I don't care what it is. Somebody listen. Somebody like you were saying before. Somebody's always going through something.
yeah,
Just
yeah,
wait to find that something. Yo, same thing. I bought my house. Yo, my house is a $500,000 house. I bought my house for $290,000 because the lady was going through a divorce.
yeah.
She was going through a divorce. I bought my house for 209. I bought my house with 200,000, with $270,000 of equity in it. Acre land. I'm talking about the biggest property, just because somebody was going through something. And like I said, you wait to that deal, and when you find the deal, like I said, you jump on it, keep moving. I
Now,
can't.
somebody mentioned a great question. Hey y'all, I'm new to this, but on the views of changing my credit and making some money, but I need to learn. Is this a weekly thing? And that's a good question because well, now we're gonna be doing content on the business channel that now me and Mike have, and we're going to start showing you, he's going to start showing you how to make money in the car industry and different ways where you can start. And we're going to, matter of fact, let me drop that video. He has a video now that he launched out on how you can get and make 30,000 a month with $0. So he's not talking about even you starting not off with a ton of money. No, he's talking about starting off with zero and doing this part time. So don't be intimidated. Nobody's looking to just like have you to leave your job, because your job is a powerful thing to leverage, you guys, to be honest. So we don't want you to run off your job, but what we want you to do is think about this generational wealth. Your job that you at now, what you're doing is working there for 30 years till you like 65. And the best that you get out of that deal, if you have a pension, and many jobs don't even offer that, is a 401k, and that pension possibly go to your spouse. But after that, you and your spouse is gone and you dedicated all that time in that company, your kids can't inherit that. So think about it. You're really building for somebody else's family generational wealth. So you might want to change your mindset, you guys. Think about that. Um Start building something for yourself. And it doesn't matter how talented you are. We've seen many NBA players, great sports players, football players. Scottie Pippen right now, they say he's broke. I don't know if it's level broke, like out in the streets broke, but we have seen many artists that have been broke. Marvin Gaye died broke.
Ooh,
If
yep.
I Elvis pretty much died
I
broke.
broke. Yep.
Marilyn Monroe died broke. And so if you could be a very high earner now, but think about down the road. Think about if you leave here early, that pension go. Like our brother passed away. He worked for a long time. His kids didn't get his pension. Nobody could get his pension. So think about that, you guys. Don't just spend your time building somebody else's business, build something for yourself.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I mean, you want to add to that?
Yeah, I want to even talk about even with celebrities, where we see how you were talking about Scottie Pippen and everything, where these celebrities, I know y'all was seeing Taraji P. Henson, or even when you see Monique, a lot of them are nothing but high paid employees. So they're going through all of these woes because they don't have products, which is crazy to me, because I don't know why nobody would tap them on the shoulder and say, hey, you need a product. Even we see Beyonce now coming out with her hair care line, because they start to realize that this ain't gonna work. I need to have something that is in my name, that I own fully. Like, you see, this is what made Rihanna a billionaire.
Yeah.
That's what made Kanye West a billionaire, is having their own products. Because at the end of the day,
Kardashians
the
too.
Kardashians,
Let's not
the
let's not
Kardashians
neglect
as
them.
well. And it's just leveraging the opportunities that are out here. And I really love this live, because with myself, I always talk about the opportunities that are there to make money out online, but there are still opportunities out here to be in the real life, because a lot of people don't want to do the social media thing. It's hard to get up here on camera and get comfortable with that. And so having these different practical ways where y'all can start earning money through cars and through different things like that is awesome. And I also want to mention, now Mike has a free guide to start slow flipping.
Yeah.
And so y'all can go over to the website. I am going to put the link here in the chat. But I wanted to ask you, Uncle Mike, could you tell us about your first flip, what that process was, and maybe some things that you learned the hard way, and some mistakes that we could.
Okay. I'm a man of a certain age. So so like I said, my first flip happened like 30 years ago. So it was just almost, some of it was for sport, because you lose a lot of times. When you again, this Toro thing, like I said, is a godsend,
Yeah.
because when you used to flip before, it's all about getting that car out the door. Sometimes you have to take an L. Sometimes you have to take just to get your money back. Sometimes you made some money. Sometimes you killed it. But now with this Toro thing, you able to, like I said, you buy it right. You buy it like the same way you buy it, but now you able to rent it. So somebody, because remember, somebody want that car. Like I said, no matter what kind of car it is, people are like, oh, I don't want that. Listen, you might not want it.
Yep.
Somebody else want. Somebody. It's a hold on, my man Rick. He always say it's a butt for every seat. So like I said, it's a butt for every seat. So somebody want it. So you rent the car out and you rent it out. You still marketing it. And as soon as somebody want to buy it, you snooze the car, you bring it back in, and you show it, and now you get the top price you want for it. And that's why I say it's so good. So you don't have to. It's no rush no more. Because that's one thing about flipping. People are like, oh, flipping cars. It's cool, but a lot of times you get stuck with a lot of cars, especially if you got a lot of money tied up in cars. Because you got to get the deal. You always, like, say you got like you got 10 cars, you got to get them. If you got 10 cars, you see 11 cars, you got to go get it. You always got to go get those cars. If it's a good car, you got to go get it. Good deal, got to go get it. But now you're able to get the passive income. Now you're making money off cars constantly. You're always making money, always making money.
And I see some good questions in the chat. Keish Wash, thank you for joining me. Your first time live with us. And thank you for joining me and checking in. Also, a gentleman put something that caught my attention, saying that he has a cargo van, and that's a niche market that he said he's trying to sell. And I have another gentleman, Lawrence. He was saying, how would you approach this if you're already going through a hardship? So maybe you can touch with this on both of those questions. And Diamond, if you can move to the cargo van, somebody said they had I don't know why I can't see it, but the cargo van that he's trying to sell. Do you have any advice on that?
I mean, you're trying to just sell it. Your best place is Facebook Marketplace. Facebook, I tell everybody today, I tell my wife all the time, it's undervalued. No matter what nobody want to say, for the amount of people you could reach, the type of demographic that you can reach, you could target your demographic. That's undervalued. If you try to do that, like say you have um, if you had a commercial, a radio commercial, you just shotgun blasting, just blasting, blasting. You still might not see the person you want. You're able to choose a demographic you could reach. And believe me, I just sold a car. I mean, this is funny. Now I'm okay. I'm okay. Okay. This is funny. I had a car that was sitting behind my shed for 3 years. I was telling you, it was sitting behind my shed for 3 years. No battery, gas is leaking. I said, and my wife kept telling me, I said I was gonna fix it up. I wanted to get the top dollar for it. And my wife said, no, just sell it, just sell it. Yo, I posted that on Facebook. And I'm telling you, I had 30, 40, I had 30 hits the first day, and I had another 30 the next day. And somebody came, okay, I'm in Virginia. I'm in like the Chesapeake area, Chesapeake area. Somebody came all the way from Newport News to come get that car. Mm-hmm. I told them, listen, don't run. You got to tow it. They came, they brought a trailer, they towed it, and they got it. And I made money off that car. And that shit, it was sitting behind my shed for the last 3 years.
And one of the things about cargo vans and things like that, they hold their value really well. You can also, there's certain platforms that will pay you to use to pick up packages that you could be using on that. And it may be, I don't know. I think Turo, what's the cutoff age for the car you can put on the
actually
platform?
12 years. As long as it's over 12 years. Right now, the cargo van could hit, but you don't want to do that cargo van. I forgot the other app. It's another one that does cargo vans. So I forgot what it is. I can't remember what it was. I really don't do cargo vans. But again, if I found one, I would sell it. I mean, me personally, I would just sell it because what it is, I would sell it and get other vehicles.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? Use that money to get other vehicles. That's the key thing to me. That's what I would do. Like somebody,
and they hold their value too.
They hold their value. Because it's a business. It's a business for somebody.
And then added on where Lawrence was saying with no money, isn't it ways that you can market other people who are trying to sell their cars, maybe even helping them sell their cars on social media platforms with Facebook, because a lot of people don't want to deal with that. They might have a car they want to sell, but they don't want to handle it. So with no money, offer maybe that service to somebody else, Lawrence, to get that money going. Mike, do you have any other suggestions? Because they say, how about a person with a hardship that have no money?
Well, let me see. Well, he's trying to. Okay, the person with a hardship have no money.
Yeah, well, how can they get into this?
I tell my son all the time. There's two ways to make money. You either have money or you have knowledge. If you have a hardship, it's time to sit down, stop playing around, and start learning. Whatever game you want to learn, if you want to be in a card game, learn everything about it. Learn the values, learn the what's. Now, all of a sudden, you could find a neighbor, you could find a friend, like somebody that's on deployment. Hey, I could rent your car for you, and we can split the profits. And now, all of a sudden, you could do that. Like I said, you work on your credit always, because again, when you start working on your credit, now all of a sudden you get funded. You get funded. Now the sky's the limit. Soon you start getting that funding, sky's the limit.
And the key is to get that business credit or a business credit card with 0% interest.
Always.
And then you can, especially, I know Lawrence, he's in my program. If y'all need help with y'all credit, Diamond, drop the link with the elite credit system. Lawrence, you got the credit, bro. We know he's working on some things because we work together, not to put, but he's solid. He's in a solid position, especially for his credit. So with you, Lawrence, using what we're working on together, he has some things he's doing for that business credit that you're going for, Lawrence, that using some business credit to obtain those cars very easily. And you can find various deals. And like he's saying, on Facebook Marketplace, even on Craigslist.
Craigslist. It's stuff that I'm constantly finding today. Like I'm always finding like, they sell cars too. They sell stuff. It's always, like I said, one thing to add on to it, it's always cars out here. You don't know where it's gonna come from. Like I said, it could be a friend deployment. It could be so many things that somebody just have a car. Like I said, if somebody got a car someplace and you
And
want
then
it,
driving for dollars. You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
if you're seeing cars sitting, and this is why we having these conversations, just being aware sometime, like, hey, I can get into a car business and I can get cars. Hey, it might be a person, that their mother and father got sick. Older people or senior people don't abuse cars a lot. They keep
Mm-hmm.
cars in good order. Or if you know that neighbor went to the hospital, or you get word of mouth, people are sick and they need to get rid of that car, or you're driving around places and you see a car that's sitting, or you notice, oh, my neighbor down the street got a car sitting. Those
Those are my
are perfect
best
opportunities.
deals. Those are my best deals. The best deals. Somebody that they like, oh, you want that? Like, yeah, I want it. I mean, you drive by, you see a car, you go your regular route, you just drive, you see a car just sitting there. Yo, sit down there, write a note, put it in the windshield wiper, and go about your business. And somebody gonna call you like, yeah, I want to sell this car. And that's when you gonna get the best deal, because they don't even care about the car. Like it's not personal to them. Yeah, you try to find somebody's car that they love. They like, yo, this is my car. And I lost my virginity in this car, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, they got sentimental values in that. Now all of a sudden, they want a bag for that one.
Now,
Not just a bag. They want a duffel.
another part.
I wanted to only because it just correlates to what you just said. I know Lawrence, he wanted to clear up what he meant, even though I think the first one was a good question to ask. But he was asking people people that are in hardship being suspicious, like, or being taken advantage of. How do they feel taken advantage of, or how do you deal with them in that case?
No, actually, you're doing them a favor a lot of times, because they looking for money and they like, yo, I don't know what to do. They don't even think about that. Yo, just sell your car. Just sell your car. If you sell your car, you can have the money that you need. And that's it.
Or to be honest, y'all know I had gave away a BMW X5, real decent car. And my car, it really wasn't having an issue. But what they were offering me up at the dealership for $1,000 to sell it, I'm like, yo, y'all get no. I was like, I'll get a car away. No, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Some people just don't want to really deal with the extra car. They just want to get rid of the car. I mean, I do that a lot of times. You might not just have the time to concentrate, sell the car. If somebody going to take a car as is, a lot of time that's a relief, because it's tying up space in somebody's driveway. So the mindset to understand, you can be doing a person a favor. But one thing I want to segue to, because you brought me into this and was talking about it, for my ladies, men are really, pretty comfortable when it comes down to buying cars. But one part you were talking about, Mike, about making this where you can set it up to be passive income if you do it right by different strategies where, you can partner sometimes with dealerships.
Yeah, you can partner with dealerships, but before you go way to that extreme, say a female, she want to get into buying cars or flipping cars. Today's age, you got websites, yourmechanic.com. They will look at a car for you. They will they take like $125, $150. They go look at the car, make sure everything's all right. You can have like what's called Blue Driver to your phone. You go buy a ODBU for adapter for your port. You plug it in the port. You Bluetooth it to your phone, and it tell you everything that's wrong with the car, or something or something was wrong with it anyway. And it tell you the YouTube how they fix it, and then you have your mechanic come through, $75 to like some more expensive cars, $200, cheaper cars, $75, and they'll go look at the car for you, say it's a good deal, not good deal. And again, you could do it in a tour roll, have people clean your car. You don't have to do it, but then again, you're not going to make as much money. You got to find a cheaper deal. So at first you might be breaking even, but then as you be in the business for a little while, you're going to find somebody that's that need they need a service. So they're gonna clean your car for you. They're gonna clean your car for you. They're work on your car for you. They change the oil. You're always gonna find somebody. Again, like I said, relationships. Again,
That's yeah.
from you, I gotta give you your flowers for that. Because if it wasn't for you, I was like, I'm gonna do it all by myself. I'm gonna keep all the money. Me. No, you gotta spread it around. The more you
Another
spread it
thing,
around, the more money you make.
how about bird dogging deals for other guys that actually invest in
Yeah,
cars?
yeah,
And that's what you're talking about, even with the relationships. Because we have a cousin that actually, that's why, well, two that really invest in cars or do this as a business. That's always been their
yeah.
business.
That's how I got into it.
Yeah,
So Clarence got
yeah,
me into it. C got
yes,
me
you're
into
wrong.
it. Yeah. Twin.
Yeah, and sometimes they'll cut you off something for finding them a right deal. And there's
Yeah,
some guys that they're so good at that game,
definitely.
they know how to do it at any time. They like, bring it to me, I'll take it. I can flip it. So even with ladies, that's another way for you if you build those relationships with somebody to who really, you just like Diamond, what is that? Like wholesaling, even like real estate, you're just bringing the deal to someone else.
Mm-hmm.
So those are ways that you can leverage it. And where can you take this, Mike, on a higher end? What's the end goal talking about generational wealth? Because that is a big part that people just don't want to stay in flipping, because you got some guys now
Yeah.
that still flipping, but how to make this a viable business to kind of transfer it over to my kids.
Yeah, but like I was saying before I cut you off, before we try to, before we went too far for it. But
Yeah.
again, dealerships, you can always partner with dealerships. I'm partnered with, right now, I'm partnered with 4 different dealerships across the U.S. And one thing dealership I love the most is out in Arkansas. I've never been to Arkansas except to visit these guys. I've met on Facebook. So when you like say you build a relationship, fly out there, hang out with them. Like John is one of my best friends right now, and like I said, we do deals all the time. John, Rick, that's how I say Rick. I met Rick through John. So like I said, now I'm going to do the import export. So let's say we're going over to Europe to see what's going on over there. He already doing that. He doing Africa, Europe, Australia. I mean, relationship is the key. And the one thing about the export is that you could take a car over here. It's 3 or 4 times over there. And then you take a car from Europe and bring it over here. Again, it's rare. It's like you spend $11,000 on the car over there, you're making 35 over here.
Wow.
Like you really 3 times your money, and it costs like even just the when you go with a group of people and they know that you're on the barge for a lot of people, the transport is even lighter. So it's always ways to make money.
Now, one of the other things Diamond May is also creating networks too, because there's Facebook groups. You always talk about leveraging social media.
Yeah.
And give us some insight, even with Facebook groups, on how you can find deals, because you talk about that with affiliate marketing, ways that you can either pick up deals or translate deals over if you find.
Yeah. So one thing is either you could start joining Facebook groups or you could create a Facebook group. So if you're someone that you apprehensive about using social media, like in a way of being an influencer, when you start in a Facebook group, they're not coming for you. They're coming for the topic. So it's like car flippers in Virginia, car flippers in California. And you just make this group, you create this group, and you're creating a network full of people. And on top of that, if you are creating these pages, you could do this on Instagram, you could start doing this on TikTok, whatever. You pick a platform, and we're using social media to just outreach, to try to get in contact with people we may have never crossed paths with outside of social media. And on top of that, now going digital, you could start making money through that social media page through affiliate marketing. And again, Nobody really cares who you are because we're
Yes.
here for the community aspect of it. And there's some groups that I'm in. I don't know who the creators of those groups are. I just know the people that just talk the most in there. And most of the time they're just a member like you and me. And even with the Facebook groups, there's a lot of people that get so excited. You can make them members and give them, you can make them admins, and they just, the experience we had with the credit group and the experience we had with the millennial money making group, people were just excited to be a part of something. And so they were like, oh, I'll kick all the scammers out. I can let the people in. So they literally start working for free because they just wanted to be a part of this community. Now, on top of that, you start doing your affiliate links, you start putting out ebooks, you start putting out even courses, whatever the case is. And all of this is things that you could do. You could show your face, you could not show your face. And these are additional ways to make money digitally through these communities. But the biggest part of this is we're building community. Everybody is here right now because this is a community. We're pulling from my community, my mom's community, Uncle Mike's community, and we're bringing people together to really offer opportunities on the table.
And adding with the Facebook group, a lot of times people are excited to do it because either they have a passion, or some people are very strategic. They want to make those relationships with people in their niche. So don't undermine value of Facebook groups because they can have people with the deal or who want to pick up a deal.
Yeah.
And so, like she was saying, affiliate marketing with cars, you got auto zones, like, it's all types of, you guys look up affiliate programs. Let's say AutoZone affiliate program, Amazon have affiliate programs. You can become an affiliate and share that in your groups. And this can be another subsidized stream of income with investing in your car business and with vehicles. So, it's just a different way to think about it.
Yep. Just a recap for anybody new coming into the live, we are on the topic of creating $20,000 a month or creating passive income through slow flipping. So, and also, Uncle Mike, I wanted to ask you, can you talk about the slow flipping phrase? Why slow flipping? What would be the difference between that and maybe fast flipping? I don't know.
Okay. Like I said, you get the concept of flipping. So you grab a car when you say you buy a car, good deal. Oh, I want to flip this car, make it flip and make a good, quick, a fast dollar. But sometimes you get stuck with a car, and all of a sudden you buy another car. You get stuck with 2 or 3 cars, and now you want to buy a 4th car. You got to get rid of that first car, and you just got to just eat it. You got to eat some of that. You got to eat some of the profit. Like, okay, boom, I bought this car for $5,000. I'm only going to make $300 off this one. I've been sitting on it for a couple months. But if you buy them right, now you can put them on Turo.
Yeah.
Let them sit there. I don't care if they don't move for the next 6 months. So that's where you flip it. Because when I buy it, I'm not buying for Turo. I don't do the car rental game because a lot of guys, they do car rentals. They love car rentals. They do the car rentals. They got 50 cars. They got 40 cars. I don't want that. Most I'm going to have is 10 cars at a time. And the reason why I have 10 or 12 cars, because the first 2 ain't sell yet. And I'm always trying to sell it. But I'm going to keep them there until I get my top dollar for what I'm selling it for. So like I said, you're flipping it slow. Just take your time with it. Just taking the time. That's what we call it slow flipping.
And basically, it's a 2-part strategy. Really, it's giving you an exit plan.
Yeah.
And you can create a portfolio of income by flipping some on different platforms to be able to make a monthly revenue stream. And then you can invest more into your business.
You start with the exit plan. That's the key thing. You start with the exit plan. So you already looking at the car that I'm buying this car 20 to 40% undervalued, no matter what. I don't care what is done. I want 20 to 40%. Because a lot of times what people don't think is, say you buy a car, it got 40,000 miles on it. That same car, 40,000, 60,000, they're going to move for the same number 6 months later. But you don't want to hold it next year. Now all of a sudden you're gonna really start eating that depreciation. But if you 6 months from now, car move for the same price. Actually, you catch them the right time, they're gonna move for more.
Now, one of the things I like also when you were telling me, and I'm investing into a car business, the thing I like is you have an exit strategy. I think a lot of people don't explain that about real estate unless you've
Yeah,
been in there. You might not have an exit strategy, even if that property sometimes is where you have enough equity, depending on your taxes, your state, like certain states like Jersey that have exit taxes, capital gain taxes. Even if you sell that car or that property for a low price, on the back end, you know what I'm saying, with that taxation, depending on the state you in, you might mess around and take a loss if you're not looking at that. So sometimes when it comes to real estate, what people don't understand, they want to get in it, but depending on what it is, you might not can move it. Or depend on what go wrong with that property, it might be very hard to move, especially if you have problems with foundations.
yeah,
A lot of people don't want to touch that. Banks don't even want to finance that. So a person that's going to buy that with funding you might not can move that home. The great thing with cars, if it devalues that, but you can get rid of that thing.
always.
You can junk it to the junkyard. You're not stuck with it. The thing people don't tell you about real estate, if you get stuck with it, you can have a real mean problem with the local government there. You can be fined every day.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Tax liens, all types of things that can come down and you get a judgment in the end and you can't move. So I think that's another part of the vehicle, part
yeah.
versus to get that cash flow and you're not boxed in
I want
on
to
it.
ask you a couple questions. I see JJ. He says, so are you saying that you buy a car to flip it? It's not sold on Toro. Okay, when you buy a car to put it on Toro. But when you put it on Toro, you market it from day one. The
Mhm.
number that you wanted to market, like say when you say you buy a car for $6,500, you put it on Toro at the same time. You put it on Toro. You put it on Toro to make money from day one. She on the block the day one. Then all of a sudden you got to market it at the same time for 9,000. You say, yo, I want 2,500 off this car. I want
Oh,
3,000 off this car. You market at the same time. And whenever that somebody come to see it, when they want to see it, you just snooze the car, you
that's
bring the car in, and then you sell it. And now let's say another one too. What about insurance? That's why you love Toro, because in Turo, they do most of the insurance. You get the basic liabilities for your car, but Turo do the full coverage for everything.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You get basic liability for Turo covers your car. So if it get crashed, if it get anything happen to it, you make top dollar. Now you get paid market. Now you get paid more than you even wanted to sell it for.
And then what they also are asking, when you buy a car to flip, is insurance required? Not
No,
necessarily.
no, no, no. Like I said, you put liability on the car. You register the car, you put liability on it. But again, you don't put full coverage on it because Turo gonna handle the full coverage.
Mm.
You don't. The car's not moving unless it's on Turo. It's just sitting there. So you trying to flip it the same way instead of just sitting out. Instead of sitting on a parking lot or just sitting there, or you just I'm gonna sit here. No, that car don't sit there. The car moves and make money from day one. From
And
day
that's a
one, to make money.
beautiful strategy because you're really getting back what you invested immediately.
Yeah.
They're waiting for a car to sell.
Yep.
So with this strategy, and if that car producing like that,
Yeah.
you might keep it. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? It might be worth you to keeping that car.
Yep.
Now, so that's a great idea. And some people like will hire car, and some people want a car for a long period of time,
Yep.
y'all. It's not like that.
Yo, listen.
Um,
Listen, you
a
can make
person
$2,500 off one car by itself.
himself.
If somebody keep the car for the whole month, and you make $2,500 off one car. I'm talking about I'm talking about like a 2013 Ford Focus. Like what happened? Like, why that? You ain't want to even sell it. You don't even want to sell it. It's just you always in 2-3 months, you done pay for the car. So everything else is free.
That's good. Someone asked the question. Well, there's two questions.
Yeah.
One, while we're on the topic of Turo, what kind of cars does Turo allow?
Oh, long as Toro, long as it's under 130,000 miles. Now, if it's under 130, say it's 129,000 miles, 99, whatever. If it goes over, you buy it, you put it on Turo, it goes over the next day, it's grandfathered in. So it just
Mm,
stays on Turo. It don't even have to come off Turo. It could be 140,000, whatever. It's still on Turo, and somebody's gonna rent it because, like I said, hire car. Somebody's doing gig work. Somebody doing
yep.
something that they need a car, and like I say, just lower the price. Again, you put it on like $29 a day. Yo, somebody renting that car, and they going $29 a day. They're not giving it back.
And let me tell you, rent a cars that I haven't seen in certain areas, rent a cars is not going no
No,
$29.
I'm saying the worst case scenario.
No, what I'm telling what people, you're going to be a viable option because a lot of times they go with what the going market is. Rent a cars are really expensive right now for a rent a car. So even what I was looking for, kind of rent a cars, the little gas efficient joints in some markets is $40 a day. So, like you're saying, if you're pricing yours at $29 a day,
Listen,
and especially if it's a mid-sized vehicle or something more, you're gonna get that. You're gonna be the best option every time for a person.
like I said, Turo is a godsend.
And now, on top of that, I'm going to go ask the other question I want to ask. But someone earlier did ask if you would have a course on Turo, and I think we might need to put that in the work.
Okay, yeah, and
I could make it happen. Actually, I could do a free one for him. I'd be no problem. I could make it happen for him.
That's
It's simple. I mean, it's not a hard. This game is simple. I'm telling you, making money in cars is just simple. I mean, that's why I like it. Again, like I said, I don't like trading time for money. I'm call me lazy. I like my life easy. If it's complex, I don't want parts of it.
Diamond, can you drop his book too, where he talks about that? Because he have in his book that he have on this whole slow flipping. We're just touching on some things that he have, but in his book, he got a free ebook, but he have a book that teach you all kinds of strategy, even with financing. And once y'all making this money, you guys, even if you have bad credit, that's the good part. Then you can start leveraging that income from your business that he's launching you out to get lines of credit, no PG personal lines of credit. You can do that with more fintech companies. So why his strategy is so powerful, getting in this is $0. You can find ways to leverage $0. If you're on Turo, hire cars, some of these platforms, now you're generating income. So even if you got trouble credit, once you start generating income, now you got options where you can get business lines of credit that's going to look at your income, not so much you. So that's powerful. And he'll be talking also about different ways of getting financing and different strategies for financing your business to grow your business on the business channel. And he'll be bringing you content like that and ways to build business credit over the time and different ways to leverage this business. And like I said, you guys, find, like he said, we're in a certain age group. And I know with Diamond, her with the millennials, some of you guys who are not afraid of technology, that's great, affiliate marketing, but it's some people that's want to be a little more hands-on. And like what did you say, Diamond? Even with the inspections, you had a good word for it. What was the word you were saying?
Practical
Yeah,
things.
more practical things that you can do. And so this is one of those practical ways that you can make money. And Diamond is going to drop his link for the book in the comment section, and we'll make sure we'll keep it pinned. Do anybody else have questions?
There was a question. Someone asked, "Do you have a car lot?" I'm sorry.
Well, technically, I don't have a car lot. I don't have a dealer's license, but Like I said, relationships. I'm a partner in car lots through the U.S. I'm talking about 4 different car lots, and like I said, Arkansas is my favorite state, and I've never been to Arkansas except to visit this car lot that I'm a partner in. Because you can partner with everybody. Relationships, relationships, relationships. You meet people, go see people. It's a plane flight. Like I say, $300 for a plane flight, round trip. Go hang out. Go see a new state. And yo, just do it. Just keep moving.
And that's what you talk about even in the book, just
Yeah,
different ways of building those partnerships without having that car lot. And it's
yeah,
different strategies you can approach that way. Like he said, Arkansas is a reason behind why he liked Arkansas for that strategy, but he'll tell you even local in your local area, different strategies. Now, let me ask you about even getting cars with people on the higher end. Now, we're normally from the Northeast around the New York City area, and there's a plethora of cars there. And depending on where you are in the US, do you subscribe to people even having cars transported to you if you find a deal?
I mean, if it's a great deal, yeah. But again, you usually try to stay away from the northern states
Okay.
because of it's because of the snow, the salt, they rust they rust more in the bottom.
Okay,
You
great.
catch more rust at the bottom, so you try to stay away from them. But if it's a good deal, I want in. I
Okay, so
want in
you
when it's a good
saying even
deal.
regional, and now how about cars? A lot of guys talk about cars with title, like with the titles that they
On the
put
salvage titles, now
out.
you want to stay away from. I stay away from. Okay, the problem I stay away from with them is because you can't put them on Toro.
Okay.
Yeah, salvage titles, wreck titles. You can't put them on Toro. You want a clean title. That's what you really want. But again, if it's a good deal, somebody gonna buy that car, and you're gonna make some money off that car.
And that's a good point because a lot of people might not know you can
Yeah,
put you don't want to buy a car that's salvage because you might even have a friend.
yeah,
Diamond, you had a car that you totaled out and it wasn't really in bad condition, not in a bad way. You actually the car could be repaired. It's just the insurance company saying we don't want
yeah.
to invest in it, and it could be something really light on a car,
Yeah.
and the car isn't really that damaged. It's just that the insurance company don't feel like it's a good investment and they'll walk away. So it's good to know, Mike, that no, you should not. You want a clean title with going for this strategy unless you're a more experienced type of investor once you go down the road
Yeah,
and you go.
it's a lot of people that make a lot of money in salvage titles. I'm talking about because you usually get them dirt cheap. Because like say, a person like me, I don't want them. I take them, but I don't want them. That's a lot of guys. A lot. I know a lot of guys that make a lot of money. I'm talking about a boatload of money for salvage titles. They
We
make.
have, oh, I'm sorry, y'all.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
We have another question only because I think it's relevant to the topic. It is it good or bad to purchase cars from the car auction, being that basically you're buying it as is and taking a chance to avoid limits?
Well, not really. Because some auctions, okay. Okay, if you go to the auction, if it's on the green light, the auction guaranteed the car.
Mm.
Now, if you got like green, yellow, red lights, red light, it's on you on your own. So you really don't. If it's green light, you're trying to buy something with a green light. But if you go to an auction that you're not able to test drive the car, because some auctions you're allowed to test drive the car. If you can't test drive the car and it's a red light, I mean, you gotta stay away from it unless it's a crazy deal. You know what I mean? If this is a crazy deal, just stay away from it. You gotta just say no sometimes. Sometimes you just gotta say no. All deals ain't good deals. Like that's in life. No, everybody, all the pretty girls is not the best girls. All the certain guys is not the best guys. It's not the just because it look good, it's not good. Sometimes it's not.
Now, somebody asked Diamond, will refinancing hurt your credit to refinance a car? Do you have insight? I have insight on that. Do you have a different way of seeing that, Mike? Refinancing your car to hurt your credit?
I mean, you just know you're just starting the loan back over. That's the thing. So, but if you have a high interest rate, who if your high interest rate and you want to try to save money, refinance the car. You know, even if you take a little bing on your credit, I mean, you saving money. You know what I'm trying to say? You're gonna pay the car faster, you're saving money. But if you, like you say, if you care more about your credit score, then you don't refinance the car sometimes.
And that's why I let you go with that, because my weight on it is going back to business credit. As you
Yeah.
know, in the car business, a lot of y'all guys don't understand you can get funding on the business side to buy a car. And if you start that business, you need to refinance that car under your
Yep.
business.
Yep. Yeah.
So this is the value of the game that we're giving you in these conversations. And he know that, but just was saying like on the personal side, but the real key is to take that car, start your business credit. Even if you ain't got a business, we can get you something so you don't have to make money, y'all, to technically have a business. You're getting ready to launch your business. Okay, you're about to
Yeah.
get into a service and business activity, and there's certain banks that will let you refinance that car that you already have under your business.
Yep.
So now you're getting that car off of your personal credit, and now you have more power to actually with a lender. You know what I'm saying? To get
Yep.
more loans. So share that, Mike, your experience when you were buying a home, how much you really with your car had to bust some moves, because
Oh,
how much did it not qualify you for a home having an open car loan?
well, we pretty much had to pay everything off. Like we just had the money to do it. We just because well, I can't remember the
You
exact
was
number.
telling me almost like a
Yeah,
thousand.
it was like $100,000. So we had
Yeah.
to pay. We just paid everything off. It was, the car was we didn't care. The payment was light, but when we figured that out, and on top of it too, I had to co-sign for my son's car. So I
Mhm.
had to make sure that I showed the bank about his card. I had to pay his card. I had to just pay everything off just to make sure we got an extra $100,000.
And see, what people don't understand, your income come to play on what debts is reporting on your credit report to qualify for a home loan. And so what we were saying with them, because of that car payment on the personal side, they qualify less, $100,000 less for a home. So this is a difference from a $300,000 home and a 400 or $500,000 home, because you have a car note reporting on your credit report. So by refinancing that under your business, now that's no longer reporting on your credit report. It's a good a closed account that you had good standing and paid off, and now it give you more access to a bigger home, more or maybe even a better quality home, and more lending. So
Yeah.
this is what we talking about, strategies, y'all, the really game moving in 2024. This is why Mike is here. You want to leverage that business credit. Business credit is the way. Go ahead.
And one thing too, when you was talking about like being in business, thinking about being in business qualify you as a business. That's a lot of people don't understand that. Like you thinking about being in business, you qualify as a business. He qualifies as a business. Think about being in business. That's it. They don't take much.
And you want to just, if you guys got those LLCs, you want to use that
Yeah.
LLC. The really tricky part that I think a lot of people don't know about LLCs, they're like, I had this LLC already for 2 years. Is it in good standing?
Yeah.
A lot of times people don't understand, if that bank ain't in good state, I mean that business is not in good standing, then guess what? They're not going to lend to you. Another part, and you know this, Mike, the business name.
Yeah.
Your business name. And this is why before you create those LLCs, Diamond Drop our the business credit seminar. You before y'all even create, I'll give y'all my play. I was talking about in the group today. Diamond, you know that business I had long time. Michael, you know that for a long time, making money since over 2000 and since 2012. And because of the name of the business, and I got a good relationship with B of A, Bank of America. I've been their customer since when they were Fleet Bank. You know what I'm saying? I went and sat down with the business manager, and he said, yeah, you have these things in place. Even if I needed to show docs, I could do that. But because of the name, he told me with this name, we would not touch it because it had real estate in
Yep.
the name, or not even real estate, something that alluded to real estate properties. They're not touching that. So what y'all need to know, if your name is Jack, because some people are just revealed in their name, like, what is that? Cannabis Inc. You ain't getting funded. You're not getting funded with that,
But hold on, Sherry. This is the thing that a lot of people don't think about. Say you got a business that got the Cannabis Inc. that they're not getting funding with. What you need to do is got to open up a second LLC, a second LLC that could fund the first LLC. You don't have to dissolve that. You don't have to dissolve that when you keep it. But the next LLC is strictly for the fund. You don't open it for no other reason, for consulting the first LLC and funding the first one.
But then, what is the value even of the Cannabis Inc? Because now you can't use the age anymore because of the name, pretty much. It's almost like,
that's true.
What a dude said. What was that? That sport. That's like what a nun with a big butt. What good is it? You know what I'm saying?
But,
really
but eventually somebody gonna fund it. Somebody gonna fund it. Somebody, especially when you get to 5, 6 years, 7 years, you can't replace that.
But I will say now in this environment, it's going to be a real hard niche market. And I'm just saying for things like cannabis, because a lot of people are on that crave. Is not a lot of banks. Even me talking to, I work closely with lenders that are, or really kind of like commercial lenders that are brokers, and they'll tell you it's only a very slim market for that. And they want to see that you got a track record in order to do, because it's just so many nuances in different states on how much compliant, depending on where you are. So just think about that, y'all. Even with business credit, with the value of using that business credit card and not that utilization showing up on your person.
Yeah.
That's a big part that people don't understand. A lot of people that I deal with, their utilization is killing them because they can't carrying that balance every month. You'll see your credit score yo-yo.
Yeah, and some different FICO scores, because you got more than one FICO score. Some of them rate that at 45%. Some of them rate them at 40%. Some of them rated at 35%. So all depending which one you want, all depending which one you go for, that could be as high as 45% of your credit rate.
Wow.
High as 45%.
And so another part of it with business credit, to carry balances on that side, a lot, as long as it's not really maxed out, you don't want to do too much of that. But they see it more or less on a positive, that if you're paying and you're paying it on a decent schedule, decent amount, it's looking like you're in business, that you're utilizing and you're making money. So it's more tolerable on that side to carry balances, but it is strictly not tolerable, you guys, on your personal side. So those are some highlights. Somebody said sole proprietor. Even as a sole proprietor, you can get some business. You can still get business credit cards, you guys.
Hold on. But before I started messing with the business credit, a sole proprietor, that's when I first got my big, 40,000 sole proprietorship.
Yeah,
40,000 business credit.
And it's about too, like I always tell you guys, always underwriting. Certain banks are more tolerable, or they deal with a niche market. Like I explained about the cannabis, there's just, there are banks that deal with that, and that's going to be one of their markets that they deal with. But certain banks just don't deal with certain things. So you just want to keep that in mind. Like he was saying, if you have to balance two different LLCs, or just make sure when you establish that name that you make sure that it is a fundable name,
Yeah.
that enterprises, or stay away from even like financial names, like where people used to say, what is it, what, not coaching, but it was, what's another thing that, not coaching, but it's another word that they use, Diamond.
Consultant.
Consultant. Even a lot of companies now are pulling back off of that.
Yeah.
But something like ventures. I would even stay away from capital. Or INC. Just keep it kind of generic, and you just want to strategize on when you're doing this. Tell them, like, zip codes where you got that business is
Yeah.
very
Yep.
important.
Very
And
important.
very important. The address that you're reporting that business from the door, y'all, it could be very costly to try to revamp a LLC, and sometimes refiling different paperwork to get it. Sometimes it's cheaper to scrap it
Yeah.
and just start off from the beginning, unless you really got a lot of funds there flowing. And we've seen big companies will switch names
All the time.
all the time.
Yep.
Diamond, Upwork used to be Odes.
Yep.
If they get in some problems, they'll scrap that in a heartbeat and switch over that name. You know what I'm saying? So that happens a lot of times. Even companies making big dollars, they'll drop a name like it's hot if that corporation got in trouble.
Yeah.
And they'll let you now know, oh, Upwork, formerly known as Odes. You know what I mean? Like Prince did. That's why he changed to the symbol, because that name, he wanted to get up out of the contracts under his own personal name. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
stage name that he was using. So you want to think about the same things.
Yep.
Do we have any questions? Or if y'all in the chat, do anyone want to come up? Do you have questions? Or if you want, because most people are shy about it. If you want, but I've been promising people, I'm going to drop it in the chat, y'all. But not too many people venture up, but Command V. I'm gonna drop it here if anybody want to come up and ask questions, because like I said, we want to make it a community. I don't want to just talk to y'all to be on our soapbox, but if you have some questions, Diamond is here, Mike is here, and if you want, say, can you use a symbol for an LLC? I don't know about that. Going to be some trademarking. I don't know. Checking your state. It might be possible. I'm sure. The only thing, that's another thing, Mike, you were talking about a business you launched, researching that name out. Explain that. The newer LLC you established.
Oh, yeah.
You really took time to research out that name. Can you share the wisdom behind that?
I mean, it's just that was a company name in Europe that I was able to get it over here, but there's a lot of things I couldn't use from it because it was already an established company. But the good thing about it, I was able to incorporate it because they was in Europe. And that was that one part. I don't know if anything else you was talking about. And I talked to you.
But trademarking, like you were saying, the name and trademarks, that can get you guys in a lot of sticky, with the name. Certain names are tied into big businesses. So remember the old Coming to America McDowell's?
Yeah.
He was getting in trouble for that.
Yeah. They was leaning on him.
They was leaning on the McDonald's. So this is what we're saying. Don't I'm about to,
They got the arches. What I forgot what he said.
You didn't have the arches. What he had?
I forgot what he said.
So y'all don't want to, and where he even had products similar to that. So this is what we're talking about, the wisdom be careful on your name.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
you want to research that. And it's a couple of other things I'll be talking about that's very important in that webinar with business credit, because Mike can attest for this. If you start off right, oh,
Oh,
you can get that credit in 24 hours.
woo.
Like, oh, you can
Yeah.
you can run the bag up. What, in a couple of days? One
Yo, listen.
particular, I got over 100,000 in business very easily.
Yo, and if you
You know,
do it, if you
24
do
hours.
it right, if you do it right within that 6 months, yo, you could easily touch three, four, $500,000 with no problem.
Easy, easy.
Have no
And
problem.
and this is the key. Tell them the Jim that you really forced me. He forced me, like he said, you got, and this was a minute ago, get in that business credit, because what's the key? You get bigger credit
Yeah.
lines.
Yep.
You get bigger credit lines and business credit because you're running a business. You
Yep.
guys, even if you have zero income, what you talk about, Mike, the intent to go into business,
Yep. Yep.
the market you going in, the zip code you're going in. Like, for example, why we keep saying the zip code, Diamond, where do the Kardashian live? In Calabasas?
Calabasas.
So a Calabasas lawn care company or a landscaper company, income in that area, in that zip code, is way more than, let's say, Baltimore, Maryland, the city of
Yeah.
Baltimore, Maryland. So the zip codes matter, or maybe even East LA that's there in Los Angeles. So zip codes matter because what you can put down on the projected income on that application. For a business like that in Calabasas, they're probably making over seven figures easy, because the lawn care companies, even in a city, area that may not be, really affluent, can be making over 200,000 in the lawn season
Yeah.
easy.
Yep.
So going on location and demographics, California or Florida, you're cutting lawns all year round. Where Jersey or New York, cold weather, you might only have a season. So the numbers do make sense. So where you might put that on application, 500,000 for a startup business, and you haven't made a dime.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And especially if your credit is right.
And,
And so,
and
go
another
ahead.
thing too, banks also focus on projected income. They don't only just focus on
Yep.
what you made, they focus on projected income. So if you projected to make a certain amount of money, they focus on that part, and they would lean. Now again, now if you start talking about something, I'm projected to make 2.8 million. Like,
Come
okay,
on,
then
slow it
they're gonna slow you down. They want to say, want to see some other things. But if you keep it reasonable, yeah, that 150,000, 149,000, 200,000, they're okay with that.
And that's what we're saying. Zip codes are very important. We got a guest coming up, but another thing, you guys, that zip code important on your personal credit score too. Don't let
Yeah,
nobody fool you. That you need to finesse those zip codes, and there's ways to do it, but you definitely need to know this knowledge to really win at this credit game. When I would tell y'all, because a lot of people get really disgruntled about credit, credit is really a key to make you a millionaire really in a year. I mean, it
yeah,
is really key. If you have the right business model, or really in the next 10 years, it's very easy, because you can just show, like, say with you and me, um, off of your job. I show what I made 50,000 a year, and instantly, with a little cash in the bank, you're able to go for an asset, a rental property that you can qualify for over 300,000. So you're up off of just showing 50,000 and a little money in the bank. So just think of the power of credit. And on that business side, it could be really, really powerful. So we're going to have a guest here that he have a question. Lawrence, how are you? Oh, hold on. I got to unmute your mic, Lawrence. I can't do it. How are you? Come back in. You're Oh, hey, Lawrence, can you hear me?
Hey, I can hear you. Can you hear me? I was trying to switch around the apps.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I don't have so much of a question. I just wanted to say thank you, Mike, for coming up. I had just moved from Virginia Beach and between there and Norfolk. Like
Okay.
in 2021, I was up there for like 21 years. So I appreciate. I just grabbed your book, and I'm looking forward to reading. I was supposed to be reading Sherry's book on the field inspections, but I'm more excited here now, so
Now,
I'll have
yeah.
to put it aside. So
Well, yeah,
I'm just pleasure to meet you.
same here. Thank you. Like I said, I thank Sherry and Diamond for letting me join their conversation. This allowed me to hang out with them.
And Lawrence is in the elite credit system. Not putting him, he good to go on that business.
Okay, that's what it is.
No, it's good because it's a testimony for him. So he had some issues that he was able to clean up real quickly. And he's establishing that business credit. So Lawrence, this is a good opportunity for you.
I'm excited, and yeah, I just have to say, so much of your help is the reason why I was able to get out of that credit mess. So yeah, I'm excited about reading this book. Sorry about my lighting here.
No problem. No,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
happy to have you to come up to the stage. And like I said, he's up in that high 700s at this point. So with him, all you across the board, he's ready to go for that. So Lawrence, we constantly in contact every Saturday. Keep in touch if you're already in a direct contact with me. So Mike can help you with that, and we'll be rolling out some things, because that will be, even currently with what you do, you already have a business. This could be another direction that you can look at.
Yeah, and I first heard of Toro because a friend of mine that got me into DoorDash. She used to drive, so she would used to use Toro. So yeah, I thought that was cool.
And
Yeah.
Yeah,
in the area, not to blow you up, I know your market. It's a good market for it. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Yeah, he's in a really good market for it. Did he say where he moved? He said he moved from.
Savannah, Georgia. Savannah,
Yeah,
Georgia.
around that the Georgia area. So you are in a good market to capitalize off of the Turo business in different areas like that. So definitely thank you
All
so
right.
much, Lawrence, for coming up.
Thank you all. All right now.
And if do anybody else have any questions? Because we'll wrap it up. We know your time is valuable. I thank you, Mike, from coming in. Our Vanna Black, our beautiful Vanna Black.
Kamora Lee.
Yes, Kamora Lee. Oh, I forgot.
That's a classic.
Classic. You used to always call Diamond Kamora Lee Civic.
She was like 7.
Diamond, do you see any I see somebody. I also have time.
This person was asking about credit repair services. So just to make it clear, we are credit education. So we do not take on your credit for you. Everything that we have and all our resources we have are DIY. So if that's what if you're looking for a more hands-on approach, because I see the person said they don't have time, they don't want to do it themselves, we're just not the right place for you.
Yeah, that you're looking for more of a white glove service with Lawrence and how he's working with me. I have an AI system. It'll generate and find all your errors in your credit reports. And they have coaching. We have a coaching session every Saturday. And pretty much we're our group. I know pretty much everybody in and out, nuances. So it's helpful because on my side, I can help them, direct them on their journey, and they can have their personal questions and concerns taken care of, and I can help guide them through their progress of getting their credit together.
I see a question in the chat. I want to answer real fast. Lawrence V, he asked about do you have to need a dealership license to flip? That's the cool thing about Toro. You have to have a dealership license, a dealer's license, if you buying a car to intend to sell it. You buying a car for the intent to rent it. It just got sold.
It,
It's a difference. It's a difference. So when they start leaning on you, this is my rental car business. I buy cars to rent, and I got to get out of them, and that's why you have to sell them. That's just part of your product. You have to sell it.
Drop some gems in the thing. I ain't on my phone. Somebody need to drop some gems in the comments. That was a gem right there.
Yeah.
That was a really, and this is what we're talking about. These conversations, you guys, is about strategies, and we hope that this is a community where you guys can get some information, because trust and believe, me and Diamond, we have some content creators. We have a mastermind, and our conversations, we get blessed every time we do. So like Mike was saying, it's about your connections. And if y'all around people with a bunch of bad credit, child, you got to tap into somebody else. You cannot ask a broke person how to be rich. They don't have the answer for you. They can be very good people, but that area of their life, or in that area, they're blind to. So what we're just saying, you don't get rid of those people, because they're, people have more value than just what they make. But if you're trying to get yourself in a better position, you want to migrate over to people. Because I'm gonna confess, I shared this with Mike. I was like, I'm doing well financially. You'll get the game messed up if you're sitting around the wrong people.
Sure.
I'll be honest, you'll get the game. When I say you'll get the game messed up, that's like the hawk. Remember what they said? It was the eagle that fell, and he was around chickens.
Yeah.
And he didn't know his potential, because all he did was hung around the chickens. And then when the other eagle flying, came down. What's wrong with these chickens? And and he never accepted what he was like. Don't you look like me? Don't you see how I soar? And this, because the chicken can't fly, or they don't fly very far. But so when he accepted hanging around with the chickens, he died living a chicken life when he had a better potential. So this is what we want to say. Don't just hang around chickens. Soar with the eagles. You know what I'm saying? Soar with the eagles.
Yeah.
We have Nikki Nicole coming to the stage. How are you, Nikki?
Good evening, everyone. I just had a question, because I'm trying to find a good investment, and this sounds like a good investment. However, being that it's new to me, I'm just trying to figure out which way to go. Being in like a 750 credit score and having everything, all my ducks in a row on that end, but trying to make a good investment. Do you suggest that we start with the LLC first, or can we start with going ahead and get the car and kind of like double dip? Like, can you do both of them at the same time, or?
And I'm going to drop for you, Nikki, because I forgot to do this, the other channel in the back, because he's going to be making more content on this subject too, because I'm with you. I'm getting tutored from him on how to come into it. So Mike, what do you suggest would be the best way for her to approach it?
I mean, to me, you always want to do your LLC and build your business, like build your business so it could be properly funded. So now all of a sudden you want to be properly funded constantly, so you don't have to never run. But any business that really fails is really a fail because of cash problems. They have cash flow problems. They really fail because of capital. You always want to be properly funded. If you bump your head here and there, okay, cool, you're able to bounce back. But if you ain't properly funded, you're not bouncing back from too much.
Okay.
Just build your bit, like you build your LLC, get your check-ins, your banking check-ins, and then like I say, you slowly start like getting little small business credit cards, and you apply. Especially when you open a relationship bank, like what they call relationship banking. When you open a checking account with that bank, then all of a sudden you're able to apply for their credit card, and they're okay with you. And you don't got to put a lot of money. Some of them be like $100 or $50. Just keep constantly doing that. Just build relationships. That's the main thing. Everybody, that's where the money is being made, in relationships. It ain't about what they say. What you know is about who you know. that's real life.
Right. I understand that. And I've done pretty well with that, like building relationships with the facilities that I bank with. I do banking with a few different banks actually, so I can build relationships there. And like I said, I'm just kind of at a standstill because I need to know where to invest. And this is something I certainly can do. I can do the car thing, but I just need to, it's a little scary when you never did it before. So I just want to make sure I'm taking the right steps to go about it without, I mean, of course, everybody makes mistakes, but if I don't have to.
Well, it's easy. What you could do is start with your own car. Just sign up for Turo, put your own car in there for a day, and just see how the process goes. And if you feel like the process is good, now all of a sudden, say you do it a couple times, then you go buy a small car, something that you could get out of, you get in real fast and get out of real fast, and you put that on Turo. See how that goes, and just keep building from that. Just keep baby steps.
Right.
And he has a video on our channel. Jaimin just dropped it, and he have different steps and ways, because I understand what you're saying. If you can go and subscribe to that channel, because he's going to put that content, because I'm with you. Sometimes it's like, if I'm blind to something, I need to get more information.
Yes.
He's going to be dropping that information. And actually, as he travel, you're setting up, even with some of your associates, they're going to bring some information to you, and you're going to feel so much more comfortable because you're not walking blind in the situation. So everybody, click on that video that Diamond have highlighted and subscribe to that channel, because he's going to be bringing that kind of content. And I'm also going to bring other things with business credit, but he's going to focus a lot even on the car business, so you can feel comfortable on which way is going to work best for you.
Do you both do like one-on-ones, or you do more like YouTube content and kind of get your information out that way?
Mike, would you be willing to do one-on-ones?
Like I said, this is all new to me. So all this is
new to me. With you for the ride.
Sherry done brought me, so I'm learning this part of the game. I'm an old school guy. Across the table, cup of coffee.
I love that.
This is what we do. This is new to me.
So, well, I'll set him up and we'll talk about it. Thank you for the suggestion. This is why it's good to talk to people, because we can find out what people need. And what we already have a system that if you're willing to, people can schedule time on really coaching with you and go over some of their situations. And Diamond, it can coincide with your schedule. So like, with your calendar. So you just look at your calendar, and I know he does travel, so it'll be on dates that he's available, and it can line up with you guys' schedule. So thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you all. Is it better to follow you on YouTube, or do you suggest like a different social media site?
With him right now, YouTube, most of his content, because like he said, he's old, not old school. He's not old.
That's great though.
I'm a man of a certain age.
Like that anymore.
I'm a man of a certain age.
He's a middle age.
Okay. Well, thank you all. I appreciate your help. Thank you.
No, thank you for coming up. We appreciate that feedback. So that's even an option that we can even put on the table. We'll just set up. Diamond is great with setting up systems. And Diamond, drop your stuff too.
Yes, please.
Because she can help you guys with setting up websites and business strategies on the direction. Now, like, I don't know if y'all, like me and Mike, what are we? We're Gen X. We're
Gen X. Yeah.
And so if you're Gen X, sometimes you don't want to do all the technology stuff. This is what Vanna Black is for, aka more she's our go-to on that. And so, like I said, I know we can do that because I was doing that and she was the one setting it up. So if you guys want even some counseling, if you have a business or a business idea, she strategizing that for a launch. And even if y'all need help with a direction for social media, because I know everybody is so, intimidated by social media, but you can do it where you're not showing yourself to promote your product. And we even know other influencers. So sometimes it might be best if another influencer, sponsor your product. So she has that blueprint to do so.
Right. I understand, because it gets overwhelming if you're not really used to like social media and you don't want to put your complete self out there. So it does get to be overwhelming. But I'm certainly willing to travel this road, because I do need to find an investment that works. I mean, just something that actually works. So
Yes.
And with Mike, like you said, people, if y'all more on the private side, don't want to do that social media where you're putting yourself out, but you could still leverage social media. He's that guy too. Like he's saying, selling cars, Facebook, marketplace, leveraging Turo, so you can kind of strategize around certain laws by doing things a certain way. So
okay.
he will definitely help you. Thank you. I really
Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you all.
Thank
Have
you.
a good night. Bye-bye.
You
Great
too.
night.
Really quick, I want to make sure we address a question here from Don. If my credit score is 570 and I start at LLC, is it possible to still get a loan using my projected income? And he's also 21.
Well, one thing, we want to either make you money, and in my case, either we want to get you started with income, or we can strategize on ways maybe you could leverage other people credit to get you money. But for startups, you're going to need somebody with good credit, or you're going to have income flowing in not to do that. Mike, do you have any suggestions?
I mean, it's all dependent. Okay, first of all, you have to ask the question. You say 570. There's something wrong. Like your credit score should be 630, 640, 650, somewhere around there, easy. Something that if you got you're using too much, you have too much utilization, so you might end up having to add more trade lines, or add something to your card. Like you have to add something to your credit, so you have the utilization will come down. So something's wrong. So you got to figure out, got to sit down with you and figure out why is it 570? It shouldn't be 570. Something's going on. Something's wrong. And you got to fix what's wrong. It might be what's wrong is just that you need more credit lines.
Yeah, or just that utilization.
Yeah,
That's a good point. Diamond, drop the elite credit system if you need my help with that. We can do that. And like he said, it depends on where you fall.
Yeah.
But if you want that business credit, and as in your current state now, either we need to get some cash flow going to make money in that LLC, because you can get business funding, but you got to make some money if you do have trouble credit. Or you can use strategies to leverage somebody else that might be a relative to have good credit. So that's a way. And Ice E Soul might have a channel. Well, he's on my YouTube channel, but he doesn't have an individual channel right now. But if you click the link and subscribe there, you'll be getting the content from Mike here. Go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry. I just wanted to make sure.
I kind of lost my train of thought, but anyway, I forgot what I was about to say. I was just about to say something too.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Like I said, it's starting to pick me past my bedtime. I'm on the East Coast.
Yeah, you're on a different code. So we're gonna wrap it up. But I want to make one closing point, you guys, and this is just one to grow on. Don't neglect working with your family.
Yeah.
Okay. I do understand not everybody have that family structure to work with, but Mike, you can contest to this. Kids grow up fast.
Ooh, yes, they do.
So if you got children, you train your children to be your help. And this is why Diamond is here. So
hey, before I just thought I was gonna say, hey, listen, sometimes you look at business credit, you think about it as a quick solution, as I need the business credit next month. No, check it out. If you take your time, like I was telling the young lady before, you take your time, you build it right. even at that 570, you build it right. Next year, you could be sitting around. You could be able to be funded for $400,000. You know what I'm trying to say? Just take your time. Don't do nothing hasty. Like I said, because remember, you're not gonna make $300,000, you ain't gonna make $400,000 next year by yourself. But the money could be available to you, so you could really start making some moves. Take 12 months, take 6 months, take 8, whatever it is. Take your time, build it right, and you could really take off because it's out here.
But no, what you said, that's very strong. Depending on what's wrong with your credit, Lawrence hit this stage. Lawrence, it only took him about 2 months.
Yeah.
It can happen real quick. And now he's in the 700s. It just depends on your situation. So like what you brought up, it's a very good point. What's wrong with your credit? If you don't have any credit cards, that's your problem. So like he said, it might just simply be a trade line. It might be you got a little baby credit card of $300 and you almost got that thing maxed out. You carrying $280 and not paying it off at the proper time. So I know a lot of people, in essence, they have real good credit. They're just cards is maxed out. Mm-hmm. So this is the importance while we're talking about cash flow. Most people that have a credit problem, the majority of them don't have a credit problem. They have a cash flow problem. Mm-hmm. So this is why we're talking about streams of revenue. This is what we're talking about. Leverage your family. When I was saying piggybacking off of somebody else's credit, as a parent, a single mother, a single parent, single father, you might need to develop that baby credit. How long you been doing debit credit? Since the age of 14?
14.
At 14. You know, Diamond came out with good credit. Mm-hmm. And the reason why, what was Dame Dash? If we all got millions, none of us will fall. Yep. If you go ahead and develop your children's credit, but at the same time, give them that education. As y'all tapping in, you need to get your kids to tap in too. Okay. So they don't jack that up. So if you have a slip up, then we can leverage the kids' credit. Okay. Mike, didn't I use on you and Charlotte credit card? We'll be right. Everybody credit.
Yeah.
How about, I keep telling people, people got a bad attitude about credit. We be on dad credit. We be on credit. Yep. Well, I was on Charlotte. Charlotte, throw me on that card.
Yep.
I don't understand. It be times like depending on the relationship of a bank, depending on the strategy, you will jump on another person's card real quick. Mm-hmm. But a lot of people,
you know what's funny? You know, I don't mean to cut you off. You know what's funny? I just realized that you can ask Charlotte. I just realized the other day that, hey, listen, I'm not on. She had like 4 cars that I'm not on, and those cars like 25,000, 30,000. I said, hold on. Call the bank and put me on those cards because I want part of that. Like I said, again, by next Friday, I'm gonna have another $100,000 in credit. Like just go all of a sudden, now your utilization just dropped right down. Another thing about leveraging. One more question in the comment section. Lawrence V. Again, he asked about he or she. I'm sorry. He asked about concern about the DMV. Okay, cool. If you concerned about the DMV thing, okay, you have another person. Your wife, your friend, your cousin, your partner, throw them on your LLC at like a 20%, whatever. And now all of a sudden, if you worry about the 6 cars from DMV, now you got 12 cars you can sell a year for DMV. Add another person. Now you got 8, you know what I'm saying? Now you just keep leveraging people. Just keep leveraging relationships. Just keep doing it. Don't, like I said, don't let nothing stop you from making this bread.
And this is what we're talking about right there. Building your kids' credit. When they turn 18, if they on the business, that's another person, like you said, to leverage to sell that. If you got, and I wanted to go to this point, like you said, the point, especially in our community, a lot of times we have gotten away from, we used to work together. I mean, even in America, people, this idea of individualism, like you were saying, I don't want to work with nobody. I'll do, that can really cripple your growth, not working with other people. Many back in the day, a lot of times Jesus was a carpenter because his father was, that people back in the day, family farmer, the kid was a farmer, they worked together, and that kid had a trade. Mr. Joe, with him, his father was that. And people pick up trades because of their family working together. Try to work with your family. Try to educate your family. Don't try to be an island by yourself, because if you can work and leverage family and credit, you can grow. I'll be surprised on some attitudes of people. Oh, I'm writing off of you and this. You got a bad mindset when you think you're going to be a franchise player by yourself. I haven't seen a franchise player get to the finals, but they'll die out and don't make a championship in basketball, because you need a number two. You need somebody to play the center position. Everybody talk about Jordan. Jordan ain't get one ring without Pimpin. Pimpin didn't get one ring without Jordan. Even when Jordan went on his own, it was about a number two, a number three. It's a team sport that wins the game.
Yep.
So you sitting out there, life ain't that kind of sport. You know what I'm saying? You want to work in collaboration. That's what, let's not compete. Let's collaborate. I tell people, like with Mace, I said it last week, all this money that we can make, why you want to play it? Hey, that is hard. He said that. Do you want to get money with us? Do you want to get money with us? Yeah, you can work together, because the whole thing, I might not have the skill set you got. It might be just a realm of knowledge you have might be the key to what I was looking for. Me and Diamond we talk to these creators all the time. Clarence Manny came up here. Manny is the one that got me the inspections. Y'all did the inspections. This one, lawn care, this, and that. Everything as a family, we did. Dad hustling diapers. You hustling diapers.
I made a lot of money in that game, yo. Don't get it twisted, yo. It was I made a lot of money.
I had a whole team of diaper sellers. Parents were selling diapers, Dad hustling diapers. And it was from the information I got, because I had Diamond, and they got together and had a whole hustling, selling diapers team across the city. You know what I'm saying? So everything we try to do together, real estate will come in and work together. Lawn care, my uncle worked with Dad. Trey, his son, worked with us. Diamond was on the team, and me. And we made a lot of money doing it. And so when you work like that, it don't matter what the market turns to, if y'all got enough people that can see opportunity, you're going to always be good.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you're going to always be good, because now you even training the cubs to eat what they kill.
Everybody learn how to hunt. If everybody learn how to hunt, we're not going hungry.
Yep. That's the whole thing. With my me and Trey slogan, gonna eat. That's my family slogan. Yeah. Where if he was here, my gonna eat. Yeah. That's what he was saying. That's our family thing. All of us gonna eat. Because if one of us get on something, he got, matter of fact, in Jersey right now on some property stuff, he don't want to go see about it. Trey go see about it. I placed the call because we done trained everybody. Diamond, Trey ran my inspection business. Diamond, I go on vacation. Hey, Trey, he knew how to do the block. He knew how to do, all of us was in it. Diamond do it. She knew how to do it. And we always leverage. You know what I'm saying? We always do that. So I'm just giving y'all a tip. Work together as a family. Don't, if you can, I know different people, family. If you don't have the family thing, train your children, because that time go by fast. So train your kids and let them come into it. So that's all I want to drop. I'll end there. I digress. Michael, do you have? We'll just go around in the room. I'll land my plane for you being a guest. And Diamond, you'll close out because you're always so gracious at doing so. You'll do what in church, the benediction or whatever. Or watch between me and D. So, Mike, do you have anything you want to close out and just share for the people, or just a exit?
I mean, as like I said, I enjoyed this conversation. I mean, we have conversations all the time, but I just love being up here. I enjoyed it. Enjoyed the going through the comments, looking through the comments. So, like I said, I can't wait till I come back. Eventually, you have me back.
Oh, you're welcome to come and sit on the panel we here every weekend, anytime. And I just want to share y'all, this ain't put on. This is our family conversations. So I'm gonna even have it hit me today, Dad, maybe up here talking about investing in raw land. Because my father be making raw land pop. He he go get it. And this is the thing, me and Mike, we was all born raised like this. This is what it was. Our parents always doing something. We used to hate it too. Like they dragged us to do. We used to hate it. But because they did it automatically, we bought homes young. We invested in real estate because what they tell us, you gotta buy a home. Whatever you want to do, buy a house. So we would invest and buy. So we just tend to exercise in business because what they had, Black people with a bodega. They had a bodega.
Yeah.
We was the joint though in Newark, having all the store. And y'all had the whole arcade games.
Yeah.
You couldn't tell us nothing. You couldn't tell me nothing. You couldn't tell us nothing. But they had that. They had landlords, so they were always doing stuff. So we had to do it too.
Yeah,
So,
but again, hold on. But I know you're saying about the bodega. Even though they had it, they lost money at that thing. But they kept moving. They kept doing it. Mom and dad, they always try. It's not about you always gonna have a win. Sometimes you're gonna miss shots. You take enough of them,
they actually made money because they owned the whole building.
Oh, you're right. That's correct. I forgot. Hold on.
No.
I forgot about that part.
You forgot about that.
The bodega. Okay, you're right. I said, I forgot about that.
Yeah, you forgot about that.
You're right about that.
They owned the block. And so no. Because that was parents. They had the bodega, but they owned.
But they played it right. They played it right.
Yeah, and the rental units upstairs. You know what I'm saying? So when that maybe on the business side,
you're right.
But when the building got sold, they made it back off the building.
You're right. And
you're right. And I remember the picture. Our grandfather worked in that building.
Yep.
I mean, in the business, we always seen, even in our family, we will work together, even on our extended family.
Yep.
My parents from Alabama, that's their mindset. Now, sometimes we be trying to get them up off of that a little something, they were like, come on, pull up. But that's just who they are. Is everybody going to work together? You know what I'm saying? So if y'all can create that with all of us, somebody always had it.
Yeah.
I mean, just with us, our circle, I'm talking about our immediate family. And people that know us as a family, we ain't never asked to borrow nobody money outside this circle. Yep. We ain't never had to borrow. I ain't never had to borrow $20. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody always had it. You know what I'm saying? Somebody had it. Just a little story on my brother Mike. I'm going to share this on me in my entitled life. Him and my brother was working at Ford, and my parents always had money, So remember, I was slid in through Christmas, giddy as a 17, 10. And I'm like, yo, Larry told me profit sharing, he got Christmas bonus. He got $200 on it. I said, Mom and Dad, they talking about 200. What you got for me? I was used to getting that. They had it. And so I knew my Christmas money, it was just a stipend they gave to me because I'm a little younger, 7 years younger than him, 5 years. And so he was like, I got 50 for you, $50. And I was like, $50? You know, but when he said the $50, then he said, oh, that's well, let's drop it to 40. And I'm like, $50? Really? And then he said,
get some of that back.
no, he said, well, that sounds like 25 to me. And I was like, he said, you're super ungrateful. And I said, wow. And so I said, I eat. And then you was like, do I hear 10? And I said, I'll move back. You know, I said, all right. And so came back that Christmas. You know, we came back a couple of weeks. Here's your $25. And that's what he said. This is a lesson in life. You need to be grateful for what you have. Because if you don't be grateful, you won't realize your opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and that stuck with me. And so I just wanted to say, work with family. And that's it. So I'll wrap it up. Michael, anything else? And then I'll go to Diamond.
I'm gonna thank you guys for joining in. Thank y'all for listening. We are going to be back here every Saturday, same time, and we're going to have new guests on. The premises are pretty much going to be credited money. And so, yeah, I'm going to drop all of our links in the chat. So it's going to be a lot of links coming y'all way, but I just want to make sure y'all have everything. And that's it. And also for
our guests for next week. Oh, that's going to be a treat for y'all.
Yes, it's going to be we're going to have some great guests for next week. And
have your kids tune in to this young man. We are slated to have him on. I have to shout this out. He's 21 or 23. Y'all, he making, I don't want to put his business out in the street. He making way over 100,000. Is it even a year and a couple of months? He's getting that bag. And he's doing it off of social media. And he got over 1 million followers on TikTok. Mm-hmm. And so if y'all have teenagers, y'all need to really get in on this next one. And he's doing it all with affiliate marketing, and him and his partner is going to be on. Yeah. So make sure y'all check it out. I'm looking forward to really for him to come and share his information.
Yes. So yeah, okay, guys, I'm putting the links down below, and also because I know there was a lot of people concerned, they came in late. They want to make sure they could catch the replay. The replay is always available immediately after we're done, and all the links will also be there, so y'all not missing out on anything.
And shout out to y'all. We almost had 200 people in the building consistently on the live. So thank y'all.
Thank y'all. Well, have a wonderful, blessed night, and we will see y'all next week.
All right. Thank you. Enjoy your night.
All right.
Bye-bye.